Hi, my name is Debra R. Richardson of Debra R. Richardson LLC, and I work with you to help you clean up your vendor data, clean up your vendor processes so that you pay the right vendor. Now, this week's Vendor Master File tip of the week is C02 Notification of Change, or NOC. What or when you should change your vendor's banking. Hear me out. So when your U.S. entity makes ACH payments, it goes through the ACH network, and there are operating rules and guidelines for these transactions. Now, many of you have already heard and are fully aware of NACHA, and NACHA governs the ACH network, and they develop and administer those operating rules and guidelines. And if you are reported and found in violation of these operating rules and guidelines, your company can be fined. Notification of changes, or NOCs, are part of this framework. So consider this scenario. A pay file is generated with all of your ACH payments, and that pay file includes your vendor's routing number and bank account number. That pay file is sent to your bank. Your bank then sends it to your vendor's bank, who processes it and deposits it into your vendor's account. But because your vendor's bank was merged with another bank, or maybe it was acquired by another bank, the routing number has changed. It's different than what you sent over in that pay file. Now, this time it was updated for you by the bank, so that it could be deposited into your vendor's account. But that update by the bank also triggers a notice of change with a change reason code of C02, which means incorrect transit/routing number. Now, when you get that NOC, your job is to never send that pay file again with the vendor's old routing numbers on it. Because if you do, you could be reported to NACHA. And again, you could face a NACHA violation and fine, because the banks are just not going to continue to make that change forever. So because the vendors really rarely let you know that happens, you know they've been notified probably multiple times by their bank, but maybe they think it doesn't matter because the accounting or their bank account number hasn't changed. I mean, how many times have you asked for a copy of a voided check, and when they get that voided, or you get the voided check, you find out that the routing number is old. So they don't always pay attention, and because of that, and because of the fact that you can be fined if you keep sending that old routing number for the banks to change, my recommendation is to go ahead and make that change. The merge or acquisition and the old routing number versus the new routing number can be verified. You can go on the Federal Reserve site and verify that the routing number is valid for that bank branch address, and you can also verify that it can be used for ACH payments versus wire payments as well. And that's what you should be doing anyway whenever you set up a new vendor that has or wants an ACH payment method. And also, if they change your banking change your banking, right, and they have routing numbers, you need to continue to verify that they stay valid, because again, banks merge and get acquired all the time. It probably happens more than you think. Anyway, when you find that, you get the NOC and you verify that it is valid on the Federal Reserve site. You then need to update it and then send your vendor a notification that you updated their account. And if you've been on this channel for long, or listening to my podcast, or reading my blog posts, whenever you make a change on the vendor's account, whether they initiate it or not, you need to send them a notification to let them know you made it. The same way that Hulu, Netflix, I don't know, Amazon sends us a notification every time we make a change to our registration or our profile. So again, Go ahead and make that change to avoid possible violation and fines from NACHA, and then let your vendor know that it was done. Now, if you make large payments to vendors and you want to make sure that those payments are actually going to your vendor and not a fraudster, then I have a new webinar that's coming up in July. And if you're listening to this after July, I'll probably have it on demand as well. And so you can still click through the link and register to watch the recording. But I have two new internal controls for large payments, two manual ones. You can put them in place like immediately. And also NSNOX will be back demoing their automation tool, and they're bringing a customer with them to talk about their experience in securing high value payments. And it's actually an insurance company. You know they have large payments. So if you're interested, I will have the link in the description. Now, if you'd like more information on how to improve your vendor process, please go to my website at debrarrichardson.com for free tools and resources to avoid fraud, regulatory fines, and just overall bad vendor data. So good luck, and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified next Tuesday for the next Vendor Master File tip of the week.